Hi there. I can hear you. I don't know if it's my
We can
microphone.
hear you. I can hear you either. You.
Also, I cannot hear you there.
No, we can not hear you.
Yeah, sorry. So are you able to hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So, okay, so fine. So here, yesterday, previous class, we discussed about producer and topics and conjuncts and all components of the Kafka. So today we are going to discuss about how to create a topics and how to run a producer and how to publish a message into the topics using producer and how to consume a message from the topics. We are going to learn in standalone application. Standalone application is nothing but the Kafka server. We are running all these components in our local by opening command prompt. Okay, so after that we will see the same examples and we will see that with the Spring Boot. So using Spring Boot, how can we integrate a Kafka and how can we run how can we produce a message in the topic and how can we consume a message from the topic. So using JSON document we will see. Okay, so if you see this folder structure, you can download the Kafka. You can download here Kafka download. You can directly download Kafka here. Apache Kafka download. Whenever you're typing in a Google, it will come Apache Kafka downloads. So you can download here. That's all. Once you download it, you can unzip and put the folder in your C drive. So Kafka will be looks like this folder. So whenever we are opening a bin, these folders are coming, and bin here all these folders related to Linux related files. .sh file will be run in a Linux and Unix environment. So Windows we have a separate files. All bad files we have a Windows. So no need to run all these files, and we will see what are the files we need to run, and we will see now. So fine. So this is ready, right? So let me copy this. Let me open the notepad. So I'm opening notepad so that okay. So let me share the notepad. Okay. So you're able to see notepad right now.
Yes.
So C folder Kafka version and bin and Windows. So the path is we copied. So coming to here. So these are the commands. So what are the command steps? These are the steps we need to follow. So Zookeeper. So first of all, we need to start Zookeeper. Why? Because so Zookeeper is the one of the server which will provide the statefulness for the Kafka server, so that if you want to be run all components or all events in a statefulness, first of all we need a platform, right? So that platform will create a Zookeeper. So that is the reason we need to run a Zookeeper first. Okay, so meanwhile, Kafka server is having internally logs, so that if you see here in a C drive, I have K logs and Z logs directory. So let me open K logs. So this is the Kafka logs. Let me delete whatever I run previously. I'm deleting. So this is empty now. So I will show you. So where I configure this K logs and where I configure this Z logs. Okay. So internally Kafka will store the logs, but Kafka is having a minimum memory, right? So whenever it is reaches, right, it will stuck and it will not work. So that is the reason I given. So I given Z logs and Zookeeper logs and Kafka logs in my C drive. So where I configured, if you open here, so bin, so Windows. So if you see here, so Kafka.server, Kafka server. So Kafka server, you can see Kafka-start server, right? So let me open this. I think properties. I need to open the properties. Configure. Yeah, properties. So Zookeeper properties and server properties is nothing but Kafka properties. Let me open this. So here, this is the server.properties in the sense Kafka server properties. Fine. So coming to here, see log directory. Previously, it will be a normal temp directory inside the Kafka server, but now I given C colon / K logs. So I already created a K logs folder here, right? So in a C drive, I already created a K logs folder. So this is what I given to say to store or to save all the log files here in my system. So coming to Zookeeper properties, the same way I given zlogs, C zlogs data directory. So this is the Zookeeper properties. So here I given a zlogs, the logs related to Zookeeper. These two we need to configure. Where we need to configure? Here Kafka folder. Inside the Kafka folder, there is a configuration folder is there. Inside the configuration folder, Zookeeper properties and server properties are two properties are there. Previously, by default, it will take inside the Kafka memory, but Kafka memory will not sufficient to store all these kind of logs. So that we need to give our own memory space for the better performance. Okay, so we are giving logs directory. So that's all. So coming to here, bin, Windows. Now, okay, fine. So now we are going to the steps here. So I'm copying all the steps. I'm pasting here. So the okay. So Zookeeper server.bat start bat, right? So this is the file, and why directly we can start here, but you need to map your properties also. Why? Because your Zookeeper properties are saving into these properties, right? So these log files, right? So whenever you are starting your Zookeeper bat file, you need to tell where I can take the properties dynamically from the Zookeeper properties. Fine. So here I need to replace this version. Okay, version. So just I'm replacing the version. Okay. So in the inside version, config folder is there. Fine. So Kafka version, just I want to replace here Kafka version here. Only two places. Kafka server and server.bat file and Zookeeper.bat file. When we are running, we need to give these two properties. First of all, we need to run a Zookeeper.start. Okay, Zookeeper is started. Now platform is ready. Now the statefulness platform is ready. Now I want to run a server. So server is ready. So my Kafka server is ready. Zookeeper is ready. Now what I need to? So if you want to save a data, you need a topic, right? You need a storage, right? So that you need to create a topic file. So topic, you need to create a topic bat file. So this is the Kafka topics.bat file, and hyphen create and Zookeeper localhost we given. Why? Because we need to take the platform and the replication factor. See, we discussed about the replicas and all, right? So replication factor you can give more than one also, but in our local, right, I given only one only. Partitions, at least one partition it need, right? So partitions one, and topic name, hello topic I given, right? So topic name also you need to say. So these are simple configurations. So whenever we are, see, if you know the exact behavior and components of the any software component, you can create. So that how I know these things, we have a we have a download Kafka here. Okay, that's fine. We can download Kafka and see here, start get Kafka. So after Kafka environment variables, you need to set like this. So broker, right? So create a topic here. So see, this is the create. So see, this document will provide Kafka document will provide get started. Okay, whenever you are coming here, so this document provide each and everything. Okay, each and everything. So Kafka, who are providing a who are providing a software, right? So they will provide all components and all information about their internal components. So from this we can learn, right? So like that I documented here. So we can create a Kafka topics and replication factor 1 and partition 1 and top my topic name is hello, which means my table name, which means my storage name. Okay, hello topic, fine. So now, so here console producer dot bat. Okay, Kafka console producer dot bat. So once topic is ready, database is ready, now you can produce a message. You can persist a message using producer. So whenever you are produce message into the topic, so whenever you are inserting a message via producer into the Kafka topic, that is called hello topic. Now the message is ready. Now consumer will consume. So if you want to see the consuming, whether the consumer is consuming or not, you need to open the consumer also. You need to open the consumer. You can see. So our part is to save the message, to produce the message, but consumer automatically taking the message from the topic. Why? Because whenever you are configuring or whenever you are creating a producer, you linked a topic here, hello topic. The same way, when you are running a consumer, you are already telling here hello topic. So you can consume the messages from this topic. You are saying topic name here. So server, bootstrap server and localhost 9092. That is fine. So these are the default port numbers of Zookeeper and Kafka servers. Okay, fine. So now let me run one by one in a Windows. Okay, one by one in a Windows. So I'm opening a window. So let me share my window. CMD command prompt. Sorry, command prompt. I'm opening a command prompt. So I think you're able to see command prompt, right? So here I have a 5. I need to open 5 command prompts, right? So each command prompt will run only one server only. So first of all, I need to run this one. Okay. So Zookeeper. So before running the Zookeeper here, so let me name this window. Otherwise, every command will comes like this, right? So title Zookeeper. So the window name was changed. Just I want to, for the recognition purpose. So okay, so it is not running, right? We need to go inside the Kafka and Windows folder, right? Otherwise it will not recognize, right? Why? Because we are not setting the path, right? So let me go here. First of all, let me go here. CD space. Yes. Now I am in Kafka folder, bin and Windows. Now you can run. Now you can run your command. You can run your command to run Zookeeper. Command to run Zookeeper. So obviously it should run. Okay. Okay. It is running. Okay. So now my Zookeeper is ready. So I'm opening one more window here. Okay. So it is opened. So let me open. Okay. So window is opened. So okay. So let me title Kafka server. Just I given this name as a Kafka server, this window name. So let me take to run Kafka server command. So just I'm taking this Kafka server command. So I given here, just I'm running a Kafka server. Enter. You can click the enter. So now the server is running. Okay. So Kafka server is running. So started. Okay, started. So it is my Kafka server is ready. And yeah, Kafka server is ready and Zookeeper is ready. Now I want to open one more window for to create a topic. Right? So to create a topic. So fine. So here let me open. So Kafka server the topics and create a Zookeeper localhost on this platform, and replication is the one factor and partition is the one, and my topic name is replication factor is one and my topic name is hello topic. Fine. So I think you are able to see my screen. Okay, fine. So I am running. So sorry, I did not name details. Okay, that's fine, no issue. So this is created a topic, hello topic. Now my topic is ready. Okay, the topic is also created. So let me open one more command prompt. My topic is ready. Okay, we already created a topic. So let me share one more screen, one more window. So now you are able to see a new command prompt, title, producer. So let me run a producer. Let me run a producer. So console.producer allow topic. We are configuring or we are linking my producer to this topic, right? So what topic you are connected to through producer, that is the important. Then only it will save the data inside the topic. So it is ready. It is asking to give the message or save the message inside the topic. Okay, inside the topic. Okay, that's fine. So if you immediately if you are inserting message, the consumer will consume, right? Let me run the consumer to see the how it is taking the values, how it is consuming the values. So let me run consumer also. Let me run consumer also. So title, after title I will, okay, let me share consumer also. Okay, so okay, title consumer. So my consumer is ready. Let me run this one. So consumer, and I am also linking consumer to the topic, hello topic only. So hello topic only, that's fine. So my consumer is also ready, right? So let me open side by side to see the values. My consumer window is there and my producer window is there. Okay, so you are able to see both the windows side by side. This is the producer. You can see name of this window. You can see name of this window. You can see name of this window consumer, right? So now I am in producer. So producer, okay. So just I'm giving some message here. So welcome to Kafka. Just I given some name, okay, some string. Hello, welcome to Kafka and producer, consumer, Kafka producer and consumer example. Just I clicked the enter here. See, the message is coming here. Are you able to see here message in the right side?
Yes.
Yes.
So the consumer is having a listeners inbuilt mechanism of consumer is having a listeners. So keep in mind listener, the word I am saying it as a listener. So the behavior of consumer is always listening the what topic is having. So listening means it will read the topic every time, each and every time it will read some amount, some frequency it will read. So whenever the Kafka topic is having message, immediately it will read it. So we discussed it as part of part one of Kafka. We discussed it. Once the messages are occurred, it will process it, right? Immediately it will process it. So whatever the messages you written here, whatever the messages you written here, enter, automatically it will come here. Okay. So in a fraction of seconds, it will take and it will process it internally. So now this is the example. We will see, we will configure. See, in a real time, you will not create a topic through your program, right? So these topics are already created in your backend. In a server, we can create a topics here. So already Kafka server is available in your, either you're consuming or either you're producing messages, or you can consume and you can produce. So how can we say what kind of scenario we will see? Let us take an example. This is a very real-time example. So when in a banking environment, any banking environment, so you are taking in your online shopping, you are giving your card number and CVV number and charged amount, for example, $10. $10 by $10, you are purchasing some item by giving $10 and your name, card name, and your expiry date, right? So once you click the data, so order will be fulfilled, and you are able to see in your orders, right? So for example, after giving your information, so maybe server is down, maybe external server is down. So Amazon or Walmart, what will take they will take your data and they will process backend, right? So once external server is down, the gateway server is down, they cannot ask, hey, you need to give one more time, I already lost your data because of due to server down, right? So at that time they will insert your data immediately in Kafka. Kafka is in their hand, right? So they will create a message, they will save that message into the Kafka, and they will process your order. Okay, they will process your order, and maybe they will say, if the Kafka is external payment gateway server is down, they will say order is in waiting for confirmation, something like that. If it is not down, automatically it will order confirmation you will get. So immediately the consumer, it will take your data here. So here we can call a payment gateway server. So consumer keep on it will call external data, external server. So when the server is up, automatically this message will be published to the server. So once we get the success response from this payment gateway server, then we will remove this message. Otherwise, every time, each and every time, it will take again and again, right? So message, how we can message delete and how we can configure the message, and we will see, right? If we not set that such kind of parameters, automatically message will be deleted first time, whether it is a success or failure, right? So we will see how to configure a consumer and how to configure a producer. So this is the very real time example, right? This is the very real time example. So that is the reason we are creating our application by using consumer and producer in the same application. Why? Because our application is building in a payment gateway system in an online shopping mall, so that whenever I am taking your information, your valuable and sensitive and very secure information, my responsibility is to store somewhere and process it. If something is happening in payment gateway is down, I cannot ask, there is no reason to, I cannot ask again and again the same information, right? So this is the business criteria, and this is the business requirement. So I need to save the details in a topic, and I can process automatically. I will not share any database in my database. I will share in a Kafka topic, and I will process the immediately to the backend server. And once I get the success response, I will delete it immediately. So that is what I do in my backend. So this is a legally ethical, and legally I can save your data, right? So I am not saving any database, right? Okay, fine. So now I'm going to open our examples. Okay, so now we are going to entering into our examples. Okay, Kafka server is already running in a backend, so we are going to connect the same server. Okay, so let me open. You are understanding, right? You are following, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the, let me open pom.xml first of all. Let me open the pom.xml. So Swagger I used here. So you can use OpenAPI also, no issue. So this is a kind of documentation and user interface, that's all. Okay, so Spring Framework Kafka. So we have a Spring wrapper Kafka. On top of Kafka, we have also dependency here. So we can directly use the Kafka here, and Spring Web. So these two are enough. Okay, so now coming to controller, main application class. So here, sorry, main application class, let me close others. So here, whenever you are using Kafka, right? So Spring Boot application, that is okay. You are calling base package, that is okay. Enable Swagger to, that is okay. So config, come to config. Before coming to the configuration, you can go to the application properties. So if you see here, application properties, if you see here, so Kafka topic name, the topic name I configured here, allo topic I created, right? So allo topic I created here, that's fine. Bootstrap server, Kafka server. So Bootstrap server, this is the local host. Okay, this is the local host, this is the port number, that's fine. So Kafka consumer group ID. So by default, it will expect the group. So the topic is comes under which group? The sample group I created, the topics is comes under this group. That's fine. So worker thread count. So see, it will parallelly processing, right? So we need to define a concurrent count one. So threads we need to create. We need to define. So how if it is a multi-thread, right? So count will be one worker thread. So that's fine. So Kafka fold time in milliseconds, 100 milliseconds I given. Poll time, what is the poll time? So whenever we are producing a message, right? So it will automatically poll, it will automatically pick the data from the topic. So within 100 milliseconds, it should be happen. So if you want your data weightage is more and data size is more, data is having a lot of fields, 100 or 200 fields, you can give poll time little bit more. Okay, so you can configure these things in your property file. Now you come to your config folder. So whatever the folders are there, whatever the values are there, right? Properties you need to store. Okay, you need to take all these properties in a some model. Okay, that model you can give as a component. Okay, so at the right value, by giving this key, automatically the value, see if you hear Kafka dot topic, right? So this is the key we given, and here we are reading that using at the right value. No need to create any properties class and all to read the properties from the property file. Simply we can use at the right value. We discussed a lot of times this at the right value, about at the right value. So automatically the value will become and sit here. So fine. Setters and getters to hold the data wherever we want, right? So that's fine. So coming to Kafka configuration. So this is the very, very important. Remaining all are same. Okay. So now enable Kafka. So whenever we are using a component, we need to tell enable Kafka, whether main class or here, anywhere, no issue. So configuration, that is fine. So Kafka configuration, we automate here. So Kafka configuration is our component class where we are getting all the properties. Okay, if you go here, all the properties we are getting, right? For a configuration we required server and topic name and all. That's fine. So here I need to configure a producer configuration and a consumer configuration, right? So here we are not having any comments and all, right? Our backend is already running a Kafka server, but the same values you need to configure in your application. Okay, in your application. So here, first of all, you need to create a producer config. So the return type is the string and object. Key will be the string and this will be the object. Object in the sense value. Value may be a JSON string and a simple string or a list of object or a normal string object or JSON object, any kind of thing. So that is the reason I generically given it is an object, right? So this is the producer config. The first of all, you need to know this one. Fine. So producer config. So I created an object for this. I created object and I added all these values in this configuration. What is the values? Producer config dot. This producer config is nothing but a class coming from Kafka client producer. Okay, producer config. So producer config dot bootstrap server config. Bootstrap server config is nothing but Kafka server. So Kafka server configuration dot get bootstrap servers. So you can give more than one server also in a comma separated. So if it is a cloud environment, so it is not a cloud environment, it is my local. So that is what I given here. So if you see here, if you control Z, right? So bootstrap servers. So producer config string it will take, right? So it will take like that. Okay. So all configurations we have here, many configurations are there here. Okay. So in this producer config. So this is the beginning application. So we configured in a beginner level. So producer config, beginner level, we can use this configuration for our real-time examples also. So create serialization class config. So dot serializer. So we are serializing our key. Why? Because key and values to traverse from my application to Kafka topic, right? So I need to serialize while traversing the data, right? So serializing class I am serializing key and values. Okay, key and values. So this is my producer config. Once I need to give the server, I need a I need to serialize these two things, and this is the simple config. So whenever we have a producer config, right? So we need to we need to configure in a factory. Why? Because I need multiple producers when I'm running my application. So that is the reason I already used producer factory integer comma string. So it will take integer comma string and producer factory. I given this producer config method. I passed this producer config method to here. That is fine. That is fine. And also I need to I need to tell here. So what is the template? So see why we are using template. See, whenever we are using a calling a external server, right? External server, right? Definitely, if it is a microservices, we have a REST template to call external service or to send or to get or to delete or to update, right? So all kind of transactions we need a REST template to consume or to produce an external service, right? To consume and save or delete to do the all these kind of transactions. The same way a topic is there. Whenever we have a topic, we need a template. So if it is a database, we have a JDBC template, right? To save the data. The same way we have a Kafka template to do these transactions. So Kafka template. So using template, what we need to connect to producer config, right? Producer config. So this config we are calling here, this config, and the producer factory also we are calling. Producer factory also calling. See, producer config factory. So we are also taking, right? So fine. So now a Kafka template, in the template I given this producer factory also, fine. So I'm returning this template. So using this template I can send the data. Using this template I can send the data. I will see what are the methods are available here. Okay, that's fine. This is what a producer configuration. So coming to consumer configuration. See, before coming to this, right? So I'm coming here. So here consumer config. So here also I'm having same kind of string and object. So object may be any kind of data, maybe it is a single or integer or string or a JSON, any kind of data I can take in an object. So that's fine. Map dot properties I've given. So configuration. So group, what kind of group and where it is consuming, and key value also I given here. And enable auto committing false. Otherwise, once you read the message from your topic, automatically deleted. But the default nature of a consumer, once read the message, it will delete, right? So it will process it. Why we need to take again the same message? So that is the reason it will delete. So to stop such kind of delete operation, you can give the auto manual false I set here. So enable auto commits are false, right? So now that's fine. So here I am calling as a producer factory here. Now I'm having a listener. How we are having a template in Kafka producer to send to send messages. The same way we have a listeners here. So listener, concurrent message listener container. Okay. So listeners here in a Kafka listener container factory to listen and read the messages from the topics. Okay. So now I configured here Kafka listener factory. I created here, and I'm calling this consumer factory. I'm calling this consumer factory to load all these consumer values and all, right? Consumer and topic name and all, sample group and topic name. So here Kafka configuration, consumer worker thread count. I set this multi-thread environment concurrency also I said, and the container properties. Pull timeout I already set here. Pull time in what time I need to take. And also acknowledge mode, set acknowledge mode. So this is what very important. Container properties dot acknowledge mode manual. So whenever you are consuming a message, if you consumer dot acknowledge, so then only it will delete. Otherwise it will not delete, right? So that is what we need to configure here. Otherwise automatically it will delete. Acknowledge mode. So acknowledge mode is nothing but removing acknowledge, right? My consumer dot acknowledge in the sense you are deleting a message from the topic. Where you will topic, where you will delete, when you will delete. So in a consumer class, in your consumer component, once you read the message, once you send that message to the database, or once you send the message to the external gateway, you are sending a success response, then only you can acknowledge. Otherwise it will keep same. Okay, that is what we are adding here, acknowledge mode. So this is what consumer and consumer and producer config. Are you have any doubts here? Are you clear?
Yeah, everything clear.
Okay, fine. So coming to controller. So here we have a allow controller. So just I'm having before coming to this, I can show you the model. I can show you the model. So this is the model. That's fine. So we are passing an ID, name, category, some kind of model, some kind of item we are receiving. Maybe it is if it is a portal, right? So item ID, item name, and item category. So such kind of information, right? So I am passing here. So controller, in a controller we have item producer. So in a controller you can see post JSON message. So through item body we are passing a JSON message. So coming to messages in the sense item producer service and consumer service, we have item producer. This is one kind of service. Okay, this is one kind of service. Okay, just you can give item producer service. Okay, so here what you need, Kafka template you need to send a message. Where you send publish item. Publish item is the method. We are getting the item JSON from the controller. So Kafka template dot send. Send. Okay. So source and destination. Source is the source is the JSON format, and destination is the topic, right? So we are directly passing the topic. Why? Because this producer is configured with the topic. So that is the reason I directly send a topic here, topic name and JSON. I am passing here to send the topic name I given in this topic, in this producer. So in the particular topic, the JSON will be saved. Okay, fine. After that, so item consumer, we are not calling anywhere this method. So here the topic name is hello. Okay, Kafka listener @listener. It will always listen. Okay, so group, sample group, what we have a sample group. And here container factory, this is what I given, container factory. I am copying this from where I taken this word. If you go to the configuration, Kafka configuration, I'm searching I'm searching. See, this is what I taken here. Container listener factory, my configuration. From here I am taking, and I given here. I'm given here. So it will read the properties, whatever I configure the properties, it will read container factory. And whenever the message is coming into the topic, from this topic, automatically it will take as a string. So whether it is an object or any kind of object, by default it will take a string. So you can see here, so consumer, right? So string item. Okay, so this is your method. Okay, so why? Because I'm saving as a string in my controller. You can see here, publish item, it is coming as an object, but using object mapper, I am write value as a string. So my object is converted as a JSON string here. So JSON string here, it is saving here. So whenever it is saving here, publish, right? So it will come to here, and it will send the topic here automatically. It will consume here. So from here, whenever you are getting a message here, you can send, if you want to, we can send this message to DB, right? So we can send DB. If you want to save that message, we can populate a client posting to external server. So if you want to post external server, you can call based on your requirement, right? Based on your requirement. If you want to save this message in your DB, you can save based on your requirement. Or if you want to populate to the front end, you can populate, you can consume, you can call this method somewhere and you can populate. Or if you want to call an external service, external service or server, right? You can post this message. So based on your requirement, you can do these things. But till here you should know. The remaining things are same. You can call external service here using REST template. You can post this item by passing HTTP entity. Okay. So that is what. So let me run in a debug mode so that we will see how it is running. So just I'm running in a debug mode. I think 2028 is the port number. So all configurations, if you see here, see by default internally what we configured, right? So all properties are set here. So auto commit, some values are taken. So the default configurations of Kafka, it is automatically taken here. Okay, so that's fine. So it is started in a 2028. So let me open. Localhost. So 2028. Okay, so allow controller. So post item. So I think it is in debug mode. Okay, it is enabled. Fine. And item category, I'm giving just Java category. The item ID is ID. We should not, it will automatically take in backend, but we are giving the name Spring Boot microservices. So this is the name Spring Boot microservices. This is the category. This is the item ID. So that's fine. So I'm clicking this. Okay. So it is coming here. So it is coming here. So whenever we are having, right? So whenever we are having, so here we are having a item. So it is coming as an object. Fine. So here I'm passing this as a so JSON string. So this is what JSON string. Okay. So item string, it is called JSON string. So item dot producer. So publish item. So it will come here. It will come here. So it will come here. And see, we are calling publish item from the controller, right? So it is coming here. Kafka topic name we given and item JSON also we given. So automatically it will save into the topic. Okay, will save into the topic. But see, controller is coming here. So I immediately consume this message. Who called this message? I am not calling. So Kafka server internally consume that message. But I put this debug mark here, whether it is consuming or not. So it is consuming. So from the topic it is taking. From the topic it is taking. See it is taking. So from the JSON string, right? If you want to convert an object, you can convert object by passing here. So let me convert the object. So it is consumed the message. So system.out.println. So consumed message, it is consuming, right? So the same you can see. It is a programming. You can log the information. You can see by giving system.out.println. Or if you want to see the by connecting your backend server, we already have. See, the message is coming here. JSON message is consumer. The JSON message is coming here. Why? Because we already connected a backend server. We opened the consumer window and we are able to see the message, right? You are right. You are following, right?
Yes.
So
I
now I want to convert this JSON string to object. So how we can convert? The same. We are already using a controller. We are already using a object mapper to convert object here. So okay, so let me stop. Okay, let me stop this application. So okay, so here I'm having D2 also I created. So yeah, item D2 I already there. Item D2 is the object. So I already there item D2. The same, whatever we have a JSON string, the same way we need to construct for our response D2 or any kind of object. So instead of using the same item model, I'm converting same here. So in a producer, right? So item DTO, sorry. I'm copying item DTO here. I'm pasting here. Item consumer. I give an item consumer. I defined here. So how we can take how we can take previously we written exception handling and JUnits, right? So go to here. So how can we convert a JSON string to object? We already have a reference, right? So take the reference here. So take the reference here, test classes, and go to your controller test. So how can we convert? So using this one, source and right object now read value. So yeah, this is what we can take. Yeah. So item consumer we can copy here. Object mapper we have. We need to pass this string, right? So item string. This is nothing but a string we are getting, and we need to give the item D2 the respective class with respect to this string. Okay. So type reference. This type reference we need to give. I think we need to surround try catch. That's fine. So We already taken this, right? So instead of having multiple exceptions, you can directly have exception, no issue. Or so you can get the different exceptions, right? So you can remove all these things, no issue. Fine. So one exception, fine. So item consumer we have, right? So now you can see, you can log or you can sys out. So we are getting JSON response and we are converting this JSON response to object. So using this object, you can send anywhere, right? So that's fine. So what is this? Okay, fine. So let me run again. Okay. So I'm running again. So okay. So object also it is you see, it is whatever we have a previous data, it is consumed two objects. Okay, as in it is converted and it is, so let me whenever we are running, right, it is consumed by default, it is consuming all the values from the topic, right? So let me run one more time. So now this time my category I will give testing. So ID will be the not one here. Java test engine I given. So I'm executing this. So I'm coming here. So it is published. The item Kafka template.send. So okay. So it is done. So let me go to, yeah, now it is coming here. So string we are getting a 101 test engine and category testing string. So yeah, we are able to printing here. So now I'm converting the value. So using object mapper. So if it is coming as a string, right? So you can directly convert using object mapper read value from this string and type reference of I given the same kind of DTO, which is already having a same kind of fields what we get as a JSON string field. So like that we can directly convert. So now I'm having a DTO response, item DTO response. If I want to save, I can save here. If I want to send this values to the external server, I can send here as an object, right? So like that, the same values are getting here, consumer object. Okay. So like that, we can do the things here. So I think, are you clear? Yeah, I hope you are clear, right? Producer and consumer and topics and all of Kafka, right?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you.
I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why when you restart the service, take the two last messages again?
Good question. So here, see, whenever we are running a service, right? The consumer by default will consume all the messages. If you don't see the default behavior of the consumer, it will always read a messages. Why? Because we already configured, right? Here automatically it will read the messages. Okay, it will read the message. We did not acknowledge, right? So if you acknowledge this message, automatically it will delete from the topic. So until and unless you are not acknowledging, right, the messages keep on in a topic, right? So that is the reason it is reading. Are you clear? Here, while running, it is reading. Yeah.
Okay. Does that mean that those two messages were sent to the queue and no one consumed them?
Correct, exactly. No one consumed. So if you are consuming, right? So that is what I mentioned here. So if you consume, right, you need to acknowledge here. So acknowledge. So Kafka you need to acknowledge here. If you are acknowledging, automatically that will be really deleted from the topic, so that from the second time onwards it will not coming again. So based on your response, so from the DB is down, right, you need to consume again, right? So you should not delete the message from the topic. Once you are getting a success message from your next operation here, once you take the object, so then only you can acknowledge, you can delete the message from the topic. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
For example, what happens if you have an unexpected exception here in the consumer Kafka? What happens if you have a unexpected exception?
Correct. So correct, very good question. So if you have any exceptions, right, while consuming message, right, if you have any exception, right, obviously we need to take care of those kind of exceptions. So we need to see here. You will get the message from this topic. Obviously, will get. So why we get whenever you are consuming a message, obviously they will give the topic name and group name and contain listener factory. So all these three inputs. So how we are consuming a external service, you need a input request type and the method type and REST template, all kind of things, right? The same way it is also one service consuming, right? So you need to get all these values, whether it is available or not. So after that, there may be a chance of the message. So you need to check while logging and debugging message, what kind of message you are getting right now. So if it is a corrupted JSON, maybe chance of getting a corrupted JSON in somewhere, right? Sometimes. So at that time, you need to handle all these kind of things by using try catch and the JSON parser exception, all kind of exceptions we catch it, right? So the same way we need to handle all kind of exceptions. If you're having any exceptions, you need to trigger a mail, or you need to respond to the vendor. Hey, we are getting some kind of exceptions. That is the reason we have a lot of environments, pre-production environments, SID, UAT. So all kind of pre-production environment is there, right? While testing, obviously we will catch such kind of exceptions and we will reconfigure and we will get the correct information. We can resolve the things. Got it?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So that is our responsibility to check whether we are configuring a correct topic name and a correct group name or not. If we are getting any exceptions, we need to raise a hand to the vendor. Hey, or your respective architect. Respective architect. Hey man, I am getting this kind of exception. So you are not providing a correct information. So that you will get that documentation. You can get the exact names. So the same way, another side. So who are giving these values to you to consume their message. So they are responsible to give the correct topic name and the correct group name and the correct values, right? So they will provide. These are the develop environment. You can call this kind of topic and this kind of group. If it is a production, you can configure this kind of, right? So these kind of things. So they are responsible from their side. The meanwhile, we are responsible to check whether we are getting a correct information or not. The both sides. Okay.
Okay, Beer. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Beer, and in terms of security, how I don't know if this is something that is handled at this level. How do we make sure that only allowed producers and only allowed consumers can do the operations?
Exactly. See, there may be whenever you are consuming, right? Whenever you are consuming a message, you are make sure you are not having any vulnerability kind of information in your message. So at that time, we need to use some external security mechanism to, first of all, whenever you are consuming, you need to pass this message to somewhere, some some adapter or some class, some authentication class. So that is called there are some security open there are we can see that message, entire message we can read and we can check is that message is having any external characters, or we can pass, we can allow. So if the message is not having such kind of characters, then only we can allow it. Otherwise we can raise an exception. So such kind of mechanism, such kind of security validations also we can do. So see, we don't know, right? While consuming, we don't know what message they are sending you. So instead of reading directly, and saving database, before that only we need to call an external security service where we can check this message. This message is having this kind of characters or this kind of unwanted characters. Those kind of, if the message is having, we can raise an exception. If that message is not having, we can pass rest of the things. The same thing we can do in an input layer, in a business validation, like in a control layer, whenever you are consuming a message, whenever you are taking a request from the front end, right? So that's the same thing we can do there also. And meanwhile, whenever we are consuming from the external service, right, here also our responsibility to check whether any security vulnerabilities are there where the consumed message or not, we need to check. You need to write one security layer, and in that layer you can read this message, you can check the we have some OAuth mechanism. OAuth is their security. Let me show you. Yeah, OAuth. See, OpenAPI Web Application Security Project. So this is the Open Web Application Security Project. So is an online community product freely available articles, methodologies, right? So this documentation tools. So using this we can check our input string, whether we are having any this kind of tools are in market. We have many tools. So using these tools, we can configure our own allowed characters to the object, right? So we can go to this, right? So we can go to this and we can consume this. This is the open project, right? Like Kafka, or like any kind of open project. So we can take this dependency, we can add in our pom.xml, and we can use this. You got it, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that is what the correct answer. Okay, yeah, thank you, friends, and we will meet tomorrow's class. Okay,
Thanks,
then.
Veer.
Thank you.
Have a good night,
Bye.
everyone.
yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Good
thank you.
night. Thank you.